You can go to the gym for less than an hour and get in a better and more effective workout than pretty much everyone else there. And if you do that consistently over a decent period of time, you'll end up with a better physique than everybody else around you, a more attractive physique than everybody else around you specifically. I used to be that guy who went to the gym for 2 hours, 3 hours. Honestly, one time I went on the gym application on my phone back when I first started, like in my first year of training, let's say. And I was at the gym for 4.5 hours one time. I don't even know where the time went. I don't know what I was doing for that time, but 4.5 hours I spent in the gym. And my progress at the time wasn't even that good. I wasn't even gaining as much muscle as I could. I wasn't even getting a good physique as fast as I could. And I didn't know what I was doing. I was spending all that time in the gym, all that effort for meager results, for measly little results. Nowadays, like, my physique is quite attractive. I know what I'm doing in the gym. 45 minutes, I'm going in there, I'm training intensely, and I'm getting what I need out of the session, and then I'm leaving. And that's literally all you have to do consistently, few days a week, 4 or 5 times a week. And once you do that for a longer period of time, you're going to see how you progress, how much faster you progress than all the other people that will go to the gym a few times a week, mess around for 2 hours, and then at the end of the day, the results are barely there. Not only is the total length of the workout an issue a lot of the time, but also sometimes the exercise choice, the way guys are training, most of the time it's not optimized towards building an attractive physique, a physique that actually looks good, that has you feeling amazing. And that's honestly the type of physique that most guys want. They just don't know how to do it. So I'm going to show you the exact 4 to 5 minute workout that I personally do to get that type of physique that I've already got for myself. The type of attractive physique I'm talking about is a V-taper physique, where you have a slim waist going into wide lats and shoulders. It's a V shape like this. The equivalent, if we were talking about a girl, for example, would be an hourglass physique, one with like a slim waist and a big ass. That's the type of physique, well, the equivalent, a male equivalent that we're going for, a V-taper, where you have like a wing-shaped back, like a Dorito type look. That's the type of physique that's going to have women staring at you, going to have women coming up to you, giving you compliments, all these things that I experience all the time just because of how attractive your physique is. Now, what a lot of guys do is basically almost train the amount of time that a powerlifter needs to train, doing 2 hours, 3 hour sessions in the gym, loads of sets, loads of different exercises. That's not the way you need to train if you actually want to have an attractive physique in the most effective way possible, getting in and out of the gym to get what you need out of it, and then going home and actually doing other things. A shorter, more intense and more effective workout is going to be way better for building this type of physique, because then you have the time and the mental energy to actually go and watch your diet and prioritize your sleep and all these things that are very important if you want to be healthy and want to have a physique that looks good, rather than the people that go to the gym for 3 hours and drain all the energy, and then they eat like shit, and then they sleep like shit, and then they look like shit, basically. The total amount of time that you spend lifting weights does not matter. This is not cardio. Doing more is not going to get you better results. If you do it effectively, doing less than other people, right, but with more intensity, it's going to be more effective. It's going to build you a better physique, and that's evident once you start to implement it. As soon as I cut my workout time basically in half, from like an hour and a half or even 2 hours to 4 to 5 minutes, where it's at now, I had way more energy for my sessions. I was way more consistent, stopped skipping sessions entirely, and I had more mental bandwidth to put towards things that are also just as important as lifting weights, like your sleep and your diet, because that's what's actually going to make you look better than most people. Your diet and your training, your sleep combined, once you get all those three optimized, you're going to start looking like a fucking superhuman compared to the next person. Now, as for the workout that you should be doing to get a sexy physique specifically, in like half the time in the gym as everybody else, right? This is what you should be doing. First of all, understand there's an order of priority of the muscles that we're going to be training. Because we're training to look attractive, to get a V-taper physique, you have to train certain muscles first and put them as a priority so you can actually develop them, you know, better and more proportionally. You just have a nicer physique overall. So the way you should do it, you should train your lats first, then your chest and your upper chest specifically, and then your shoulders, and then your upper back. And for your upper body session, that's all you're going to do. Now, I'll talk about the arms and the abs. That's going to be done on your lower body day. I'll talk about that in a second. But first of all, the upper body day, for the exercises specifically, right? First of all, for your lats, choose either a lat pull down or a neutral grip seated row like this. For the shoulders, it's going to be lateral raises with either cables or a lateral raise machine, and then overhead press with either a Smith machine or a shoulder press machine. And then for the upper back, either seated row or T-bar row, both chest supported, right? So a seated row, similar to the one you can do with the lats, but with a pronated grip, like this. So you can actually bias the upper back, right? And then for the T-bar row, it's basically the same thing. You're just kind of horizontal, right? Now, for all these exercises that I mentioned, you're going to be doing 2 sets, just 2 sets until failure. That's all you have to do. And when I was mentioning the exercises for each muscle, right, Notice how I said the word either. Either this exercise or that one. Not both, not 3, 4, 5 different exercises for a muscle. Literally choose one exercise for a muscle group. For example, for your upper chest, you choose either the Smith machine bench press or the incline chest press machine. Either one of them. Then you do one of those exercises for 2 sets until failure, and that's it for that day, for that upper body day, for this session. That's it for that muscle group. In between each set, you're going to be resting for 3 minutes. Obviously, in that time, you can switch machines or put the plates on for the next set or whatever you have to do, but you don't actually start the set and start lifting again until the 3 minutes rest is done. That's going to allow the ATP in your muscles to regenerate. Because another thing is that we're going to be lifting heavy. We're going to be lifting between 4 and 8 reps. That's the rep range that you should be going for, literally between 4 and 8 reps. Once you reach 8 reps for a certain exercise, you progressively overload. You increase the weight and go back down to around 4 or 5 reps. And then you do that again and you keep progressively overloading like that. That's how you're going to build a good physique in a shorter amount of time than everybody else. Because honestly, most people who go to the gym, they're actually not serious whatsoever. They actually don't know what they're doing. They don't care. Well, they care, but they just literally, they just don't have the discipline, the consistency, and the knowledge to actually progressively overload their workouts properly. And they just end up doing like round about the same weights for literally years on end, not training till failure as well, so they never see any progress. And that's why everyone else looks like shit. Once you implement things like this that I'm telling you, training heavy, training properly, training consistently, spending less time in the gym but getting a more effective workout, you're going to see how rapidly your physique changes. The difference is actually insane. So for an upper body day, this is what it would look like. 2 sets of lat pull down, 2 sets of incline Smith machine bench press, 2 sets of cable lateral raise, 2 sets of Smith machine overhead press, 2 sets of T-bar row, and then 2 sets of face pulls. That's it. That's 6 exercises, 12 sets in total. That's going to take you about 45 minutes. Now for your lower body day, first of all, we're going to do the arms. Because we didn't do the arms on the upper body day, because we didn't want to cram too many exercises in there, too many sets, it's not going to be as effective if you're just doing the arms at the end of the workout. It's going to be less of a stimulus, and they're still, decently important, right? So we're going to do the arms first. Biceps, for example, you're going to do either a cable curl or a preacher curl machine. Then your triceps, do either a JM press, like on a Smith machine, a skull crusher type movement, or a tricep extension. Then we're going to move on to the legs on our lower body day, right? First of all, the quads, they're going to be the most important for an attractive physique on a man. So we'll train them first out of the legs. Either do leg extension or Smith machine squat. Then the hamstrings, either do lying leg curl or seated leg curl. Then the hip adductors, those need to be trained. Those are quite important. Those look quite aesthetic on a man. The hip adductors, there's basically only one thing you can do, which is a hip adduction machine. Not abductors, not the side of the glutes. That's basically for girls, right? You don't really want to get fucking thick, juicy glutes as a man. Obviously do what you want, but I don't do that personally. But the hip adductors, the inside of the quads, the movement that goes like this, that's the one you should be training. And the final thing to train after that is the abs. So either do a hanging leg raise or sit-ups. And once you can get 8 reps with just your body weight, right, with those exercises, which you might be at already, then you can add weight to them, of course. Yes, we're training the abs the exact same way as all the other muscles. 4 to 8 reps till failure, 3 minutes rest in between. Exact same, literally. No fucking bullshit 1 minute mountain climbers, 1 minute sit-ups, basically just body weight cardio. We don't do that. We train exactly the same and get better results than everybody else, basically. The abs are very important for an attractive physique. It's actually like one of the first things that people see if you're shirtless, right? When you take your shirt off, it's like, do you have abs or do you not have abs? If you don't have abs, your physique just doesn't look that good. But most of the time, well, for most people, it's just a body fat issue. If you can't see your abs, you're literally just not lean enough. Get to 10%, 12% body fat, get on that calorie deficit, sort out your diet, and your abs are definitely going to be visible. Some people do get there and they're still kind of not happy with how their abs look, and that's probably because they skip training abs. So as long as you're training them, even at the end of your sessions, you're still training them effectively till failure, you're still going to grow them enough so that once you get lean, they're going to look sick. Any muscles that I didn't mention on either the upper or lower days are just because they're either not necessary and I just don't do them for building an attractive physique, or they're actually not conducive to building an attractive physique, like they actually negatively impact it. For example, if you overdevelop your obliques by doing, side bends or some bullshit like that, then you're going to make your waist a bit thicker, and that's going to take away from your V taper. We want a V shape like this, not thick, blocky waist. It doesn't look that nice. Same thing with your lower chest, right? If you overdevelop your lower chest, that's going to take away from that shelf type of look. You want to have a nice proportional upper chest. If you overdevelop the lower, and especially if you underdevelop the upper at the same time, like a lot of guys do, you get like a shit looking chest that's just saggy and doesn't look that good. And that's not what we want. So don't be doing any decline bench or anything like that. The traps, the calves, the forearms, and the glutes, I don't do any of these because they already get enough stimulus from the other things that you're doing. And they will just add time to my workout for not that much benefit. It's not going to be massively beneficial to building an attractive physique for the extra time that it's going to add to the workout. So I just don't do that. If you want to do it, go ahead. But again, you're going to be spending longer in the gym unnecessarily, genuinely. So just do what's necessary to build an attractive physique, and you're going to be in and out of the gym. You stay consistent the whole time, and literally before you know it, you have an attractive physique and it feels like you didn't even put in that much work for it. Obviously, your workouts themselves are going to be intense. You're going to be training till failure. You're going to be training with good form, optimally. But for the amount of time that you put into the gym, for the result that you get, for the physique that you can build, it's actually insane. Honestly, I feel like I'm cheating sometimes. Again, on your sets, every single set that you do in the gym, make sure you're taking it seriously. Don't go into the gym all lackadaisical, not ready to actually give it your all, to actually push to failure, to actually work out properly. Like a lot of people do, go to the gym. They've been going to the gym for 3-4 years and they look like they've been going for 3 months, honestly, because they're not taking their workout seriously. They've not tracked their workouts, not taking their nutrition seriously, no sleep seriously. And the workouts themselves, the actual sets, they're not pushing till failure whatsoever. They're training with shit form because they never learned proper form, because they keep switching the exercises that they're doing. And then they're training like till 5, 6, 7 reps in reserve. They'll do 15 reps when they could have done 25. Obviously, that's not going to be an issue for us. We're going to be training properly. We're going to be training optimally. We're going to be training hard, effectively, and that's how you're going to get better results than everybody else in the gym. You need to be tracking your workouts. That's something that's very important. That's helped me right from the start. So to track your workouts, download an app called Strong. That's the one that I use, literally the word Strong, STRONG. Go on the App Store right now, you're going to find it. That's how you track your workouts. All the workout that I gave you in this video, for example, you can put your workout into there. You make a template, and it's going to track your rest times as well. You can put 3 minutes rest times. It's going to track the exact weight that you did for any given session, so that the next time you do that session, you can see what you did last time, and you're going to at least match that, but preferably you're going to beat it. For example, let's say you did a Smith machine incline bench press on Monday, and you used 225 pounds and you did 7 reps, and then for your first set, and then for your second set, you did 225 pounds and you did 5 reps. Then Thursday comes around. So if you're doing upper lower rest, for example, Thursday comes around, it's time for your next upper body day. You do Smith machine incline bench press again. And this time you do 225 pounds again, and you get 8 reps for your first set. And then you do, let's say, 6 reps on your second set with the same weight, right? That means your next session, so this is going to be Sunday now, 3 days later again, because you did 225 pounds for 8 reps on your last workout for your first set, then that means you increase the weight. So now you do, 235 pounds. And you'll probably get 4 reps or 5 reps or something like that. And then for your second set, you'll still keep it the same, because for your second set, you only did 6 reps with 225 pounds, right? So until you get 8 reps with that second set as well, then you increase the weight the same way. That's progressive overload. Every time you hit the top of your rep range, you increase the weight, and slowly, you keep getting better and better. You keep getting stronger and stronger. And eventually you're not doing 225 pounds for 5 reps like you were doing. Now you're doing fucking 275 pounds for 8 reps. You know what I mean? That's just the way it works. That's the way muscle growth works. You consistently provide a new stimulus for your body, a stronger stimulus than last time, once your body can handle it. And then eventually you get to the point where you're very strong and you've got a very attractive physique, because to be strong, you have to have muscle, and you get lean at the same time. You build the muscles that are going to make you attractive specifically. And honestly, before you know it, your physique is crazy. People are looking at you like, who the fuck is this guy? Is he a model? Because the sessions are effective but short, you can fit that into any schedule. I've worked 12-hour shifts before, and still I have time for the gym and meal prep as well, because the sessions are short. The sessions do the job that they need to do, but they're not wasting time like most other guys in the gym, right? Honestly, if some people go to the gym, some people make the excuse that they don't have time for the gym. If you don't have time for 45 minutes to work out, you literally don't want it. Like you don't want it. There's nothing that you can say that will change my mind about that. You don't want the physique bad enough. Honestly, if you want the physique bad enough, you'll go to the gym for 2-3 hours. Obviously, I've explained that's not necessary. But if you want something bad enough, you will do whatever it takes to get there. So that's one thing that you need to get into your mind. If you actually want this physique, if you want to be attractive to women, if you want to feel amazing, if you want to be better than other people, like physically at least, right? And obviously develop the mental aspects to actually get there as well, which just makes you a more optimal human being. It makes you a more valuable human being. You have higher value as a man. If you want it bad enough, you will do whatever it takes to get there. So the fact that you can do it with like such a little time in the gym as well is actually insane, and you must be crazy to not be taking advantage of something that can change your life in this way. Psychologically, you finish your session and you feel accomplished. You don't feel drained like if you've just done cardio with the weights for 3 hours and wasted your time basically, but you feel like you've actually put in good effort. You've done what you need to do for the day, and now you can relax. Now you have a recovery balance. You have a life balance. You can go do other things. You can go see some friends. You can go plan your meals and cook and go see your girlfriend or whatever it is, right? And that's how it is. Once you train effectively and you just do basically what you need to do, it's like an 80-20 rule, for example. Most things in life, you get 80% of the results from 20% of the work. And that's literally how it is. You do the most important 20% of the work and you get 80% of the results. And that's, a similar thing to what we're doing here. We're doing the most important things. We're doing it effectively, right? The most important work you can do for literally most of the results that you're ever going to get with, a third of the time as everyone else in the gym. And they're not even getting the best results that they can get anyway. Each session is like an investment into yourself. So don't go into the gym and just go through the motions and not take it seriously like everybody else does. Because then you just get the exact same results as everybody else. And those results are shit, right? You don't look around and see people walking around with six packs, looking 10-12% body fat, looking sick, having a nice attractive V-taper, and they don't get those results because they don't do the things required to get those results. They don't go to the gym consistently, they don't train hard consistently, they don't lock in with their diet, with their sleep, with all these things that you need to do that I can help you do. Honestly, once you start to do these things consistently over a long period of time, the results that you get are insane. You get to the next level. Honestly, you become so much higher value than other people, and it's completely worth it. Take into account the specific workout advice that I've given in this video, and you're going to see the results. Take into account what I've said in the video, and the results are going to be insane. If you do want more help to build an attractive physique, I can help you do that personally. Check the top link in the description. That's my community. Got a program there with loads of other guys who are building the most attractive physiques that they can. Loads of modules to help you give this specific advice that you need, and also just ask me questions there as well. I'm gonna give you the advice that you need. Anything to do with your workouts, anything to do with your diet, literally anything, to be honest, in the general chat. And the guys are gonna hold you accountable as well, gonna give you advice as well. So check that top link if you do want to take it serious and if you do want to build a sexy physique as quickly as possible.